Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back. So, welcome to, I guess, a PvP video. I haven't made one in a very, very long time. I decided to just kind of do this today for fun because they released a new synergy system for PvP, and we'll be able to test out a lot of combos and stuff for that. So, I think that'll be pretty nice. I do have some monsters that I can try out. Most of them are like late dark monsters, but you see that I'm currently silver 3 only right now because I didn't really do any PvP. But what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna be refilling a whole bunch of Astro Gems, and we're gonna keep climbing until I don't really know. We're just gonna keep going. But yeah, I just wanted to try some things out, put in a team, and then test out stuff like synergy bonuses and stuff. I do have like my new monsters that I was using last time, like the Dark Siren. I think this team actually is quite strong. It's got Dark Power with the extra HP, and then it's got Sisterhood, which with three female monsters, it gets 6% defense, and then Healthy Tanks for tank type monsters. 3 of them gives me 7% HP, and then Evil 2 Power gives me it gives me defense plus 8. So this team will be like insanely OP. Probably can auto most things. But yeah, I should actually take a look at the costumes as well. I took a look at them. They look really nice. I'm tempted. I'm very tempted. I'm actually somewhat tempted. Oh man, this is 4 bonuses. Yeah, that Cura just melted. Is it just me, or does the animations look a lot smoother? They sped up the animations. They sped up attack animations of monsters. It feels a lot faster, doesn't it? Or maybe there's like more particles. Like the music notes and stuff. You see it like pop out. I feel like there's like I feel like there's a graphic update. I don't know. They didn't say anything in the patch notes. Is it just me? Doesn't things look a lot cooler? Like the way that thing zoomed in just now? I think it did. Alright, we're gonna do something a little bit different. I use this team a little bit too much. We're gonna try something else. I've been skipping a lot of PvP recently, but we'll try something else. We'll just basically keep climbing. After a while, they should be like all full level 60s. I'll use mostly like RGB monsters. Okay, so they have a lot of fire, which means I can just throw in 2 water monas and it counters the 3 of them. The Wood Arthur might be hitting the water mona a little bit hard. Now you can either counter this with another fire monster, or you can use I don't really have, oh, I have Succubus. Succubus is quite strong. Basically, like if you go like 2 water, 2 fire, you basically just win, because 2 fire monsters, if they attack him, they're dead. The fire monsters are elemental neutral against the other fire monsters, and the water monsters have elemental advantage, which basically just means that you win. All right, you win. I'll use my Siegfried. Actually, wait, my Siegfried might not be gemmed. Oh wait, no, he is gemmed. This team doesn't really have any synergy. It's only Sisterhood, concentrated attack, 3 attackers, Evil 2 Power. Basically, monsters are Evil 2. It's kind of hard. You have to use very specific monsters to make the synergy proc, but it's not always easy. You don't always have all the monsters that you need to make it work. But we can at the very least get the elemental ones. Actually, I could have used like 3 water for the 3 water element advantage one. That actually could help a lot. So you pretty much go in, kill the wood monster first with their 2 fire. Usually, most of the time, like 1 fire isn't enough. They spawn another wood monster, which actually isn't too bad. You might just want to kill their fire attackers with your water attackers. Okay, that didn't work. My Monas were pretty weak. Oh, my Mona died. Oh shit, that was a lot of damage. They stunned my Siegfried, which is pretty bad. I'll finish this Shiva because he actually has Predator on his first skill, so he actually hits quite hard. I think he hits harder than the Wood Leo. But now that Mona, you know, since Mona has morale boost, now that she has her bar full, it's pretty much GG. You know, there is one thing, like there is one thing that always bothered me with the game. The light dark monsters in this game are so much more OP than the RGB ones. You know, I'm using like these monsters, and their gems aren't as like their gems aren't necessarily bad, worse than the light dark monsters that I use from events, but they don't do as well. They are using like siphon gems. The succubus gems are just filler gems, but a lot of my like dark units are using filler gems as well. Like when I'm using like the sealers, it's just a random 3 like intuition sets I've been using kind of for that. Alright, we'll hit the people with mostly level 60s, and once we get higher, they should be all full level 60s, and things will get interesting. Alright, as I was saying earlier, you know, you can see in a lot of these, like these are like rebirth monsters from before. Their gems aren't necessarily that good. Like it's like a broken set. They do have 100% crit though. But so does my succubus. She has 100% crit. But these are just like some broken set gems or some like random intuition gems that I put together. They're not necessarily super good. A lot of their stats, like, you know, has recovery and stuff. But it still works really well most of the time. Obviously, I am fighting people that are a lot lower level, but we'll get higher soon. We'll get higher. We're just wanted to test some things out. So this team has dark power. It should have concentrated attack and the evil 2-1. There are some like themed ones where if you use like all water, not water, like sea related monsters, you get to proc passive. If you use monsters that are like from a certain map together, you get to get those synergy bonuses. All right, we'll hit this one first because it is higher rank. We'll just use the same team, and then we can refresh the list after, and then we'll see if there's more people. Probably by the time I get to like platinum or something, there should be like full level 60s. Now, you might have noticed that the synergy bonus, like there's a lot, and it actually kind of slows down the animation. I heard a lot of people were complaining about that, so you know, I'm not going to complain about that now. If nobody complained about it, I would have complained about it. But you know, in MSL you spend a lot of your time farming, so a lot of times you're just you want it to run as fast as possible. It does look really cool, by the way. Like when the synergy pops out, it looks really nice. But from a practical point of view, like it actually does slow down your farming time quite a lot. So I can understand why people are pissed off, and you know, if it was me, I'd probably be pissed off too. Alright, we're gonna go through the list like really fast. This way we can refresh and then get to a higher rank. I don't have a lot of morale boosters. Oh wait, I got an idea. We can use the farming team. Okay, so this is what I use to farm a lot of mass. Basically, the 3 gens, they have a really strong morale boost. They're all on Siphon, by the way. So basically, first turn, Get your bar full, second turn, everybody does AoE nuke. Oh man, they destroyed that Anu. Farm PvP like it's farming maps. You know, I actually had this really cool idea for PvP. I think it might possibly be somewhat interesting if they made something like this in PvP. I was talking to a few guys that are veterans of the game, you know, have been playing for quite a long time, about like some cool ideas that, you know, maybe 433 can do to the game. Actually, you know, a lot of people always like just say 433, but 433 actually is not the developers of the game. Like, the developers of Monster Super League is Smart Study, and 433 are the publishers. So basically it's like, I think of it more as like they're like the middleman, you know. That's pretty much it. But yeah, a lot of our ideas, like, you know, 433 is in charge of like the community and stuff like that, and then they're in charge of like replying to comments and all that stuff. And if we have a problem or something, they're not the ones developing. They have to get like Smart Study, which is like a separate company, to make changes to the game or something like that. So they're kind of like the bridge in between. But yeah, I think I digressed a little bit too much. But a few friends of mine and just random people that have been playing for quite a long time have been discussing some things that, you know, might possibly be added to the game to make things more interesting. I actually got this idea of, you know, what if to make PvP a little bit more interesting, you know, we do a lot of farming in MSL, right? Like, we do a lot of autoing, we auto like B10, we auto the story maps and stuff. I was thinking, you know, there might be people that really like doing PvP, although PvP is a little bit imbalanced. I can talk about that later as well. But you can, you know, I can imagine people like refreshing with like Astro Gems to do more fights and then just keep going and climbing higher. But I was thinking, like, but like in addition to like a reward that you get every single week, you know, even that reward could be lowered, but instead, like, you know, while you're doing PvP, it gives you some sort of reward, like maybe like a different gem set that's only available in PvP. And then this way you can basically be farming PvP like you would be farming golems. So you would use your resources, like you could be spending your Astro Gems in here, and then it gives you like the gem set, and then the gems might, you know, you might be able to sell them for money, and then this way you can get more gold back, and then if you want to slime, you can slime doing that. And even if it's not exactly like efficient, you can still do it, like if you really want, if the gem sets are like really good, because farming a story map and then going into dragons dungeons to do dragons, and then sometimes like having to revive and waste a lot of Astro Gems, you know, from just if you look at it from like, you know, trying to make more gold through sliming, like it's impossible to do that, but you kind of have to do it if you want to get the dragon gems. So I imagine, you know, they could possibly do something like that in PvP, where that specific gem set might be really good for something, and then, or they might be like have like one or two specific gem sets that are really good for something, and have it available as like a drop when you're doing PvP. You know, maybe it drops like 4-star to 6-star gems every single fight that you finish. Could give players like some sort of reward, you know. You know, I always think back to like a lot of things like WoW did, because, you know, WoW made a lot of improvements since they began to when they like what it kind of is now. But there was like this thing in dungeons where they gave tokens every single time you completed it, and you can turn that in for like something afterwards. So usually you would go into dungeons and then you would kill the bosses to get gear, But you don't always get the gear that you want, so a lot of times you're running the dungeon over and over again, and you don't really benefit from that. Like you haven't really progressed. The player doesn't feel like they progress at all. But if you get like these small tokens, you can be like, oh, if you collect 40 of these, then you can have some progression. But it's kind of like the same concept, you know. Instead of like having to wait till the end of the week to get your reward, you can kind of get your reward, a small reward every single fight, and then this might make it so like PvP becomes like a regular thing that people can actually use their Astro Gems to refill and farm and stuff. That Miho's quite tanky. Alright, never mind, she's dead. I need to get my 3rd gen to Evil 3 as well, to make my farming even more efficient. We'll just clear the list, let it refresh, and then I'll refill Astro Gems, and then clear the list and let it refresh, because I'll probably clear the list faster than 10 minutes. But I think it'll be fine, because after this list refreshes, we'll get like mostly level 60s, and then we can start testing out some different teams and stuff. I think this was a cool idea to talk about, you know, some of the things that could be put into the game. They are making a lot of improvements. I think, is it just me, or does it look like the animations look a lot better? Maybe I'm just super tired. I think that might be it. Like, it looks so much faster and smoother, and you can see everything. Like, you can see every detail. I noticed when like the Dark Siren was attacking, you can see like the musical notes like fly out. I guess one thing that I guess I have to criticize about the whole synergy and PvP thing is they should have probably added it to defense as well, not just for offense. I don't know if they have it for defense. Maybe they do. Maybe they actually secretly have, like, the defense party actually has a synergy. Maybe not. But, you know, in PvP, especially in higher tiers, like if you're a newer player and you're like challenging some of these players, you might not have all the tools to be able to beat certain teams. But in a when you're like a lot higher up, I haven't been really high up for quite a few weeks, but when you're a lot higher up, it's a little bit, it's like it's really difficult for you to lose at all. Especially if you're going in with like aggressors and stuff. Basically, they have no counters, and because you're manualing and they're autoing, they might be attacking different units, and you can just basically focus fire one guy and just win the fight really, really fast. I see a Dark Shinobi. So I think they maybe they should add the synergy bonus to melee as well, you know. Did I just say melee? I meant defense. I don't even know what I'm talking about. They should add this synergy bonus to defense. Why did I say melee? Like, the two are so different. I just thought about it for a second. You know, they keep buffing Mihos. Because Miho's like their signature monster, so they keep adding, like, they had skill books, super evolution, they have, now they have like the skins which give like a slight bonus to attack. It's not too much, but I guess it is still something. What else is there? Like, and Miho's like Astronaut of the Month, the Dark Mihos have all the OP synergy bonuses. What else? Like they keep buffing the Mihos. I mean, the Miho is their signature monster, so I can kind of get that. You know, any updates they want to make, like they usually make to the Miho first. But she just became like this. She's basically like stronger than most of the NAF hives now. Like a fully skill booked, super evolved Dark Miho is like basically as strong as a light Dark NAF 5. Oh dude, I haven't played with my Sarah team in a long time. I don't know if you guys missed them. I missed them. I miss my Sarah team. I still have them gemmed up. Alright, after I clear this list, we'll play with the Sarah team, alright? We'll play with the Sarah team. I haven't played with the Sarah team in so long. They're like one of my favorite toys. You know what I think the #1 biggest thing that they can do to improve MSL like drastically with I think what would be like not that much effort is fix a few existing skills that we have right now that people like nobody uses. You know, if you remember like 2 videos back when I was like reviewing a lot of the 4-star monsters, when I go to certain monsters I see certain skills and I'm just like, nope, that monster is no. There are a lot of skills in MSL that aren't really useful anywhere. Like they have no practical use, or their uses are like so specific, and even with their specific use, it might not. You might not even need them for that purpose, so it's kind of wasted, you know. Like recovery down, you don't really need that because healers in this game aren't extremely strong. Not a lot of bosses heal at all. They do sometimes, some bosses heal, but it's not like significant enough where you have to have a healing down or you can't kill them. It's like never to that point. So a lot of times like those debuffs aren't as important. And also like shield break and the one that removes buffs, you know, you could very likely combine the 2 into 1. I always thought it would be a good idea if you just like combine the 2 into one skill, and it might have some uses, but then again, like buffs aren't that strong, so maybe it has to be like a lot stronger. Like if you use it, it removes buffs and it makes it so they can't apply buffs or something like that, you know, just make it a lot stronger than it is right now. But I think if they do that, it's a really easy way to make a lot of monsters that currently nobody uses, like make them usable. So I thought that would be a pretty good idea. Throw out ideas while we randomly auto PvP. You know, a lot of people, they try to win defenses in PvP. If you're playing like really early on, a strategy is like you can just leave one monster and then have people beat you. This way you don't climb too high. And then you can farm the people that you know you can beat. Because if you win, you get 3 points. If you lose, you, or like 3 of these medals, I think. They're the currency to buy the gleams and stuff. You get 3, and if you lose, you only get 1. So you can lose the defense, lower your rank, and then you can fight easier opponents, and then win, and then get your rank higher, and then lose your defenses on purpose to lower your rank again. This chair is getting really, really creaky. Ooh, this guy's got a dark shinobi. Like super new player with a light dark nat 5. That's where they all go. Alright, there's still a lot of evil 2s, but we're getting further, alright, we're at gold now. Although I still feel like I could auto most of these, but the Sarah team though, the Sarah team can auto everything. Alright, so what's the Sarah team? Sarah team is wait, where is she? Alright, I take this Sarah, and then I put these 3 in. They are all gemmed, right? I haven't used them in a very, very long time. Alright, so this is the Sarah team. Now, they're all pugilist gemmed, so they just stun like crazy. Basically, if one of them gets their AoE off, if you're not dead, you're stunned. Just watch. Actually, wait, they're all gonna attack this Dark Victoria. Oh man. Absolutely melted. They do also have Battle Rush, so they're healing pretty crazy as well. I don't know if you guys noticed something. If you use like very short monsters, sometimes like Evil 2, Evil 1 monsters, but the Sarahs, you know, are Evil 3. But if you use like really, really short monsters, you'll notice your camera angle actually zooms down a little bit. Yeah, they definitely improved the animations in this update. Like, you know the zoom animation from before? It didn't look this good. It might just be me, I don't know if they really did, but it looks a lot better. Don't you think so? Like, it's just... The angles is like different. The animations look smoother, the particles look a lot more clear. Like when the Dark Siren was attacking, I can see the notes like very clearly. Oh yeah, Darkana. Darkana is a monster I haven't gotten a lot of chances to use at all, actually. I like kind of raised her. I gemmed her up, put her in storage, and she's just kind of been there for quite a long time. They actually proc the stun. If she didn't die, she would have gotten stunned. My ear was itchy. If you have like 4 of them all spamming their AoEs, if you're not dead, you're probably stunned. Sarah's got to be one of the best event monsters in the game. And she's like, She's chibi. Can't go wrong with that. We like wasted too many attacks on that one monster because she was the only dark one. But I guess as long as like they don't all die, they get their AoEs off, everything else is dead too. Oh, that would have been a triple stun if they lived, but you know. You know that the Seros would actually have been really strong if they were tank monsters as well. Like you just put them in defense, and then just make them super tanky and give them pugilist set, and they would just keep like filling their bars, healing themselves, and then eventually spamming their AoE. Hmm. Oh, she actually lived. That was amazing. Why'd they all focus that one monster? I have my Seras all gemmed with either 1 HP or 1 defense gem, so they're a lot more tanky. They don't usually die on like the first 2 turns. Basically the bruiser build. If you notice like me like yawning, rubbing my eyes, it's just tired. Alright, just tired. The Jacks. You know, I honestly think that Dark Jack would have been a really good monster for them to like keep up permanently, because she's pretty perfect for a Golem's B10 team for like a starter comp. You know, a lot of new players would have benefit a lot by having her. Like, you know, if they maybe like made an RGB version of the Jax and then had like her as the contract monster instead of the Valks and stuff, she would actually be better because she can actually help you a lot more. Passive heals, if you're using passive healers, it helps your team not have to have like as good stats. Because if you're using active healers, you kind of have to wait for their active heals to be up in order to sustain yourself. But if you're using a passive healer, it means that most of the time your monsters are always going to be full health, so that they're not going to die. So a lot of times when you're using active healers, the stats of your monsters actually are required to be a little bit better, especially on auto, because it serves as like this cushioning, just in case that something really bad happens. Oh crap, I'm getting wrecked. I think I might lose this one. Losing to all the weirdest monsters with debuffs. You know, they, as I was saying before, like, you know, with all the weird random debuffs, you know, they change a lot of those to be somewhat useful in different parts of the game. It opens up a lot of, like, opportunities for monsters to be used, because I always get questions like, hey, how should I gem, I don't know, like fire, what's that horse called, Brawn or something? I don't even know what it does. I can't remember. It has some sort of predator or stalker or something. I can't, against water. You know, but I get questions sometimes like that, and you know, I can tell you how to gem it, but like probably you shouldn't. Because it's not really a monster that you want to use, you know. But if they made a lot of skills a lot better to have like maybe just one specific use in the game, then it opens up a lot of opportunities for a lot of monsters to be used. So I thought like that's probably like the biggest thing. Like my biggest suggestion, I think, to the game. Just making the skills that nobody uses right now, like either I guess you could in the future, you know, when you create new content, certain skills might be useful. Like for example, nobody's doing Colossus now. Colossus is actually not is not poorly designed. The boss, the fight itself, and the mechanics and everything is actually pretty good. It's just that Colossus right now costs too much energy, and the gems that it gives back doesn't actually sell for as much as the energy would cost. So you can't slime and farm Colossus at the same time. You lose a lot of your energy, so that's why a lot of people don't farm them. And it's also very, very difficult for you to farm the higher floors of Colossus, and I'm getting wrecked. I'm getting absolutely stomped. Probably do one refill after this. They should have like a lot stronger monsters. We can try out a different set of, you know, maybe like RGB monsters and stuff, and we can see if it works. I guess we could test out with this team because they have a lot of different elements. Like they have Water Odin, which is also a variant, so very strong variant skill. They have water and wood, so ideally you want to use wood against them because wood basically is neutral against these three, and then has elemental advantage against water. Ideally, if you run like a 4 wood team, it would be quite strong. Do you have an Anu? See, I'll run a full wood team. I don't have a lot of wood monsters. I think I don't even have 3. I only have the Anu. That's kind of sad. I think my Gatito's not gemmed. Alright, he's gemmed, but he's not like max gem. I think we can still use him. And then we can use a monster that has elemental advantage against wood, and then also be able to tank the hit from the Water Odin. So something like Fire Succubus would actually be very, very good. So I'm going to use the Resist League because all these monsters I don't have them gemmed with Resist. They have like very, very bad gems, and most of them I only use for farming, I guess doing Titans, just basically as like DPS or debuffers. Alright. I'm passing out. I should have armor broken him before we went hard. Alright, Fibian's actually pretty bad news because Fibian, I think he has like 2,600 base attack, and he is a dark monster, so he does hit relatively hard. Do actually want to take him down. I don't know why I hit the Wall of Fame first. The right choice probably would have been to hit the Nike. This one's an HP aggressor, but his HP is a lot lower, so he doesn't actually do that much damage, which kind of is sad because he could have been built to be like super strong or something. We'll just have Gatito go in and finish her off. I wish I had the chance to raise more RGB monsters, but it's always like the Rebirth Fest or something. I want to clear the list, so we're gonna clear this one. This one's water and wood as well, so basically the same team would actually work pretty well. They actually have two aggressors. Defense aggressors especially are very, very vulnerable to defense down. That's why for any aggressor comp, you want to, like, if you're running any aggressors, you want to make sure they have like the highest resist possible. That's like #1. So we'll see what happens. See, She gets armor broken. I send everybody at her, and then she just falls. Oh, he hit a fire monster, and it's an Arthur. It's a dirty Arthur hider. See, the armor break actually does a lot of damage, and that new debuff, if you can stack it with armor break, I think will do like a shit ton of damage. I'm gonna use this to finish off the nightmare. We'll finish off the Arthur, and then, you know, I have 3 wood monsters. He has 1 water. Basically, it's my win. I guess it's only gold because a lot of people don't have a lot of resist. But then again, these monsters that I'm running now don't have a lot of resist either. They're kind of just going with filler gems, anyways. All right, we have 5 tickets left. Let's hit the bottom 5 guys, and then we'll call it a day. All right. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5. All right, we'll hit this guy and then the other guys. So he's running a wood purse. He's got a light Leo, which is actually quite rare. Not a lot of people have these. Wooden fire. You want to mostly use fire. I guess we can run a full fire team again. And then they have the Leo, or you can go like 3 fire, 1 dark. We could go with something like this. She is quite strong. You don't need the elemental edge from the Stealer because the monster's already light. So basically, you can use any dark monster. Although I could have used a Stealer as well. Best choice probably would have been to use my Gatito, so because I could try to kill him on first turn. Because he is an attacker. You know, the light Leo was a defense or a HP monster, he'd be like top tier. He'd be so strong. Because if you could put like a pugilist set on him, he'd be so amazing. Alright, this should finish him off. When I'm, you know what, you might think it's like a lot more exciting when I get higher, but the truth is, actually there's a random fight. Alright, we'll do these 4. One guy has to be skipped. Alright, we're gonna skip you because you have like 1 level 50, so we're gonna skip you. Run water, and then you win this easy. My water siren's and gemmed. Do we need a healer? I don't think we need a healer. Just run some attacker and we can do this. Something that counters water as well. You can use 1 wood because their fire monster isn't that threatening. So I can actually yeah, I can actually bring something like the Anu along because we're mostly attackers. Even my Miho's gemmed with mostly attack, and then this way I get the triple attacker bonus in synergy. A lot of people Miho for gemming or gem mostly attack, so you can kind of go for her first. She is balance type, but a lot of people gem her for attack. I gem mine for attack as well. Alright, good stuff, good stuff. You honestly think Dark Jack is like a really good monster that they should make available to new players. It'll help new players progress really fast as well. But then again, might not be the healthiest thing to just keep relying on passive healers all the time. Good stuff, good stuff. I'm gonna do the random battle afterwards. Actually, wait, I'll do this one last. And then I'll do the random battle. This isn't really like super high tier, but I think it's pretty fun because I get to use a lot of monsters I normally never use, which makes things a lot more interesting. I mean, a lot of them are farming monsters, so I don't really use them for PvP. But I guess you could if you really wanted to. What don't I really use? I mean, C-Star is a little bit boring. My Radis team currently is not gemmed right now, so I can't use them. Oh, you know what? Triple aggressors, man. Light team. There's so many strong dark attackers now. With the new Kiki coming out, she's also a very strong dark attacker. We need some light defense monsters. It's like impossible for defense to win now. I think if we had some like really good light defense monsters, I think that just counter the dark ones. Be amazing. Like a light monster with like Dark Predator on first skill. Dark Hunter on first skill. That'd be funny. Oh man, I got Chain Taunt. Well, at least that's why I got my Siren to put up a shield. Alright, I don't think this fight's gonna end unless I focus someone. I mean, since the Pebble keeps taunting me, we might as well kill him, right? Or we can kill the Venus. I think the Venus actually might be the tankiest out of, or the squishiest out of the four. Venus was a very strong event monsters from before as well. I only have mine at Evo 2, so I don't really use her. She's kind of there for a collection. She was one of the hardest events. They didn't have an event like that after. You had to get parts of her from Rebirth. And then there's a chance to get that, and if you don't get that, you have to capture a monster, and you have to get that monster to Evo 2, and then fuse it. And then you have to like keep the monsters, wait like half a month, and then do the like basically the same event over again, and then fuse the two, and then you get the light Venus. That's like kind of how it works. But she did help a lot of people get into B10 because she can solo tank very well because she has a self-sustain, and she has a shield healer that has a shield based off her health. Basically, I think she's the second best shield healer after Dark Cupid, and then Light Hana's third, I think, in terms of stats. Because the ones with more HP heal for more. Yes, heal for more. All right, I got two more. We'll finish this guy off, and then we'll do the random battle and see what happens. You know, there's something I haven't done in a very long time. Like use the Cura team. If you guys don't remember, Dark Cura is my favorite monster in the game. I got her very early on. I thought she was like very unique because she was like a dark monster and a dark healer. Turned out she wasn't that strong because she had a very weird skill set. But her skill set actually makes her very strong in PvP offense. Especially if you pair her up with any sort of bar boost, morale boost, or like, you know, battle rush, basically get their SP bar up faster, and then she can buff that as well, and then everyone just gets full bar on like turn 2. Basically, you just combo on the light monster, and then Blue Soul gets distributed to everyone, and then, you know, like Dark Atita already has his bar full because he got the 10% from her, and unfortunately he did get stunned, but you know, it's not the end of the world. We'll just focus fire this Sura, and now he won't be stunning anybody anymore. Alright, I did get sealed by that, but it's actually fine because I'm going to be hitting a light monster and this should still do a decent amount of damage. My Dark Hero is actually gemmed offensively. She's on a Valor set with double attack HP, and she also has a 100% with 85% actually, not 100%. So she's resist capped. I think I'll find some time and then try to get higher, because I haven't, you know, especially a lot of new players, you haven't seen me get really high, like get to like Heroes 1. What was Heroes 1 to get like top 100? Was it? Yeah, this team I haven't used in a long time. This is a very good team to go in blind because it counters like most teams. This is aggressor comp. Actually, I don't like aggressor comps when I'm running this team, but if we hit this Miho hard enough, we might kill her in one turn. Alright, that was perfect. Unfortunately, the Blue Soul distribution wasn't too good, so nobody got a full bar. But we are able to combo this Miho again. Oh, this one's slightly tankier. Oh wait, no, I didn't tackle the Cupid, that's why. And the other 3 are healers, so they like do no damage. Well, this one's a debuffer, the other two are healers. Can you finish her off? Alright, good stuff. Got a bit too close to the camera, I saw my head get cut out. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Do have to climb a little bit higher to really test it out. But I think I'll find some time, and then we can get to like Heroes 1 or something like that. But yeah, I thought this was a pretty good opportunity to talk about, you know, some things and save the game and stuff like that. They recently made a new update. I think they've been working on the visuals of MSL quite a lot. I think it also attracts a lot of new players because a lot of players like look at MSL for the first time and they see like a really beautiful game, and that's like kind of their selling point. They also have skins now, so you know, if you want to whale for this, you can do it. I'm tempted. All right, I'm very tempted. Now look at the Ran one. This one for Dark Miho. But yeah, anyways, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.